Reach up. Nice and long. Still engaging that core. Four more. Bring your arms down. March in place with big arms. Let your shoulders swing. Sorry, let your arms swing in that shoulder socket. Four more. We're going to add on to this. So you're going to add a little crunch. Slow your march down. And as you bring that knee up, I want you to kind of rotate your torso just a little bit, bringing that shoulder toward the hip, engaging those abs. Remember, blowing through the tiny straw. You can use your elbow as a guide if it helps, but don't start crunching over here and trying to bring the elbow to the knee. You only want to work on the front part of your stomach, this part here, crunching those abs. Two more. All right, so now you're gonna lift here and then open out, come back. So you're gonna lift and open, come on back. Make sure that knee is staying right over your toe. So don't go so far that you have to feel like you have to drag that knee with you. You just want to step up and over something and back. Working through this hip, opening it up. Two more. We're going to switch sides here. So lifting that knee up and over, coming back. It might feel different on this side. Last one here. Bring it in, march it out. Now as you march, just take your head side to side, keeping that balance. One more time. Bring it down. Take your feet wide. Keep marching. So right now we're picking those knees up. We're going to shift this a little bit. So you're going to, instead of marching in place, I want you to step and lift and just rock side to side. So you're still right over the center. Your center of gravity is right over that standing leg. You're keeping your balance here by engaging your legs, engaging your core, not pushing off too hard, and finding that balance. If you push really hard, you might tip over, but you want to really squeeze that leg to work on your balance. So you can practice with the pushing. If you have to get up and over something, you're going to need to push off that standing leg. Should start to feel this in your outer thighs a little bit. Two more times. We're gonna hold it over on this side. You're gonna hold that balance. I want you to bring your foot through, point your toe to the ceiling, and then come back. If you need to hang on to something here, perfect to do so. Keep breathing. Standing up, squeezing that standing leg, lifting out of that hip. Pull your belly in. Think about your body coming up out of the floor. One more time. Set your foot down. Push through those hips a little bit. Give them a break. One more. Now you're just going to shift over to the other side. Find that balance. Heel comes through, heel goes back. Forward and back. Squeezing that standing leg, grabbing something to hang on to if you need. Nice and long. Try to extend that leg fully. See how straight you can get your knee as you come back. You're really going to feel that squeeze in your glute. If you can straighten that leg all the way out, pushing your heel back. Two more. Let's set this foot down. Shake it out. Widen your stance just a little bit. Push those hips side to side. See if you can keep your shoulders even as you push those hips side to side. It doesn't even have to go very far. If you're here, this is good. You just want to get some movement through your waist and through your hips. I say hips a lot these days. One more. Come back to the center. Tilt your tailbone under and then push it back. So you're rocking your pelvis back and forth here, tucking that tailbone under, pushing back. Tilt. You should feel a nice stretch through the lower back as you push your hips forward and then come back. When you come back, try not to hyperextend too far here. You want to really engage the lower abs and push that tailbone back and down, stretching through the low back. Two more. This is a little movement, but it's a really good way to start to feel those abs engage. Last one. Coming back to the center. Bring your arms up here like field goal posts. If your shoulders are giving you trouble right now, you can stay down here with your elbows. If you feel okay being up here, go ahead and come up here, but make sure you're not shrugging your traps up into your ears here. You want to push those shoulders back and down, and then you're just going to press one hand down at a time. If your shoulders start to fatigue here, go ahead and drop your arms, give them a little break, and then come back to it. Really push the shoulder blades back and down. Engage all those muscles in your back that help keep those shoulders from doing all the work. Two more times. Long neck. Hold it here. Now you're just going to tilt your whole body side to side. Always reminds me of the Nutcracker. Try to keep an equal distance between your thumbs and your head. Keep your head right in between your thumbs so you're not pushing over here. You want to move your whole torso with those arms. 2 more times. Drop your arms, shake out your shoulders. And bring your hands up like you're holding a couple of plates here. You're just going to open your arms out to the side again, one at a time. Keeping your elbow and the back of your arm pinned to your side. If you only go this far, that's totally fine. Just depends on your shoulder mobility, but you really want to try to open up those shoulders, pushing them back and down. Keeping that tailbone tucked under. Last one here. Bring both arms out to the sides. Take your feet a little bit wider. And what we're going to do is bend the knees. So if you have knee problems, just keep it small. Think about pulling up. As you bring yourself back up here, you're squeezing your inner thighs together and you're kind of squeezing your glutes and lifting yourself up with those muscles. So as you tighten up your thighs, you're taking pressure off the knee joints. So we're going to come down, arms come out, pull up. Push your knees out over your ankles. Keep that tailbone tucked under. When you do this kind of squat, you want to keep your tailbone pointed toward the floor so your knees don't come in. You want to keep pushing those hips open. Four more times. Bring it in here. You're going to lift your foot, bring your feet back in. We're going to do little mini plies with the heels together. So first position plies. This time, let's see. Sorry. Your arms are going to come up in the air. Pull your elbows down. I don't know why that was funny to me. Pushing again, keeping your knees lined up with your ankles. If you're finding your knees are coming here and your toes are turned out, you don't want that. So you'll have to turn your toes in a little bit to stay in line so that your ankles and your knees can stay lined up. If you're all the way out here and your knees are out over your ankles, that's cool. It ain't me. Here we go. Again, don't let that tailbone pop out here. I had a ballet teacher who was always like, tuck your butt in, shoulders back and down. So we got in trouble if our butt stuck out too much. Then I stopped doing ballet because it wasn't an option to keep my butt in. All right. Keep it moving. One more time. Bringing those shoulders back and down. Now just lift your heels and come down. Lift and lower. Notice what your body does when you lift those heels. Sometimes we'll come over to one side if we have a stronger side. That heel will push up first. You want to try to be really even with this. So lifting and lowering both sides at the same time. So a good time to notice some inconsistencies on either side of your body. Trying to go straight up and down here. Squeezing your glutes, but really squeezing your thighs too. Squeezing those inner thighs, lifting up. Couple more. Hold it here. Bring your arms up. Lift as high as you can. Set your heels down. Bring your arms to your sides. Turn your toes in. And now lift your toes to your shins one at a time. Flexing the front of your shins, those muscles that keep your feet from dropping when you walk. If you're having a balance challenge here with this, go ahead and grab onto something solid. It's not going to tip over. Two more times. Again, you're pulling that belly in. Don't let your tailbone sneak back there. Set this foot down. Now you're going to lift one heel at a time, pushing the knees through. Yeah, rolling through the ball of the foot. You can also notice here what happens when you lift that heel. If you kind of tend to roll out, try to roll back in, pushing through the big toe joint, the ball of the big toe. Four more. Last one. Bring it in here. You're going to take your feet out wide. So we're going to do this opening again. If you don't want to bend your knees, just keep them soft. You're going to open out, come back to the center, and switch sides. So this front knee is going to stay. So you're kind of in a little plie position here, or a sumo position. And then remember that if you wanted to start moving this way instead of this way, you pick this foot up, bring it so that both feet are pointed in the same direction before you start walking. So if you're walking along and you turn and someone says hi to you and you drag this foot across to start going that way instead, that can hurt your knee. So we're going to practice opening and closing, and then come back and back. We did this at the start. We're doing it again. Open, open, close, close. Now, if you'd like a little bit of a challenge here, you can come here and squat, come together. Open and squat, come together. Open, squat, come together. Oops, this way. Open, squat, come together. Make sure with that squat, your knees are staying over your ankles. I keep doing that wrong. A few more times here. Remember, the squat is optional. If your knees are really bothering you, just don't go as low or leave the squat out. One more. Keep doing that. Back to the center, march it out. Slow your march down. Lifting tall, shoulders back and down. Tap your toes back one at a time. So again, if you need to hang on to a wall or a bar or a chair that's high enough for you, a countertop is also good. We're gonna lift that foot, set it back, come back into the center. The reason I say hang on to something is that I want you to really extend that leg as far back as you can. And if you don't have the balance to do that, and you're kind of all over here, a lot of times you don't fully extend your leg and your glutes get weaker. So you want to extend, squeeze your hiney, and bring it back. Extend and squeeze, bring it back. Squeeze, bring it back. Tighten up that butt muscle. When you push that heel back, just squeeze the glute. But when you tighten it, again, don't hyperextend here. You can squeeze your butt, keeping your back really long, and you're not putting a whole lot of pressure on this low back because all the work is in here. So bring it back. Squeeze and back. Squeeze and back. If you start to feel some tightness or tiredness in that low back, that's what's happening. You're kind of hyperextending there. And it starts to take over for your glutes. Excuse me. Pull your belly in. Two more. So we're gonna hold this one back. So notice I'm still holding on to something. We're gonna pretend like we're a seesaw. And this is the middle part of the seesaw, your hips. So you're going to bring your chest forward, your leg comes up, and then you're going to come back down. Your body stays in a straight line like a board is tied to your back from your heel to the top of your head. You're engaging your abs. If you want to reach that other arm out as you do this, that's a perfect option. Nice long seesaw. You should feel the back of your standing leg squeezing tight. Trying not to open out that hip on the side of the lifted leg. Let's do two more. Bring this foot down. Shake the standing leg out a little bit. We're going to do the other side. So I'm just going to balance, but you can turn around and you're just going to lift that leg and lower. This side today is the one that wants to open out. So really keep those hips pointed in the same direction, like you've got headlights on your hips here, and you don't want to get all cockeyed with your headlights. So you keep them pointed forward, extending, come down. My balance. Squeeze your glute. Push that heel back. Really lengthen all the way down your spine. Pretending that you've got that plank tied to your back. It doesn't have to go very high. If you're here, here, this is fine. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, what you don't want to do is lift your leg and then lift your body, or come down here and then lift your leg. It's similar, but it's not the same. You want to get everything working together. A couple more. Last one here. Bring it down. Shake it out. Circle your hips. Go the other way. Step side to side. Four more. We're going to start to lift our heels up to the glutes. So working the hamstrings, you're lifting your heels right up to your glute. Don't cross your body with this leg. Just pick it straight up. Four more. And just go back to side to side. After this next one, the heel's going to tap forward. So you're going to bring those heels in front. You can slow down here if you want. If this is too quick of a pace, go ahead and slow down. After the next one, we're going to lift that heel. I want you to keep your toe turned out, like you're kicking a hacky sack, if you're from the 90s. Or a soccer ball. I never played soccer, so. So you're squeezing the inner thigh, and you're squeezing these hip flexors. Four more. Last two. Let's hold this one up. Find your balance again. You're just going to open that leg out and close. So we're doing a lot of gate openers today. Using your abs to keep you nice and balanced. Squaring everything up. Finding that center of gravity. Last one, bring this all the way around. If you're hanging on, that's great. What you're going to do, you're kind of at an angle here. Your knee is out. Your hips are even, and we're just going to squeeze that glute. Lift and lower. Squeeze. Two more times. Bring it down. Shake it out. Bring this leg forward. You're going to lift and open out. Come in. Open and in. Open. Open. Four more. 3, 2, and on the last one, you're going to bring it all the way around, finding those hips pointed forward, long back, squeeze your glute, pulse your leg up toward the ceiling. Four more. bring it down. Shake it out. Push those knees through. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your arms up. And then dump your can out. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Up and down. Really pushing those shoulder blades back and down. Your focus here is on the rotator cuff again. So if you find yourself shrugging here when you're coming up, try to push those shoulders out of your ears and don't go as high. One more time. Come halfway up, and now pull your belly in. You're just going to slide your chest over from one side to the other, engaging your obliques, keeping your hips even. So try not to move those hips too much. If you only go this far, and if you want to keep your arms down, that's fine. If you feel like you're not moving at all, that's okay. Just think about the muscles. Keeping the tailbone tucked under. Push your chin back a little bit, and then open those shoulders. Two. Last one. Bring those elbows in, palms facing up. I want you to pull this arm back, and you're going to press this arm forward. And then switch. Sort of a superhero move here, like you're stopping a blaster force or something. Really extend your arm all the way. Make it slow. Engage the muscles in your abdominal wall. Rotate the torso just a little bit. But don't move your hips too much. We're going to add on to this. So this back arm is going to press away. You're going to bring both arms in, press out and in. You can keep this low if your shoulders are starting to bother you. Keeping that rotation, engaging your core. One more time. Come back into the center. Take your feet a little bit wider, and then just start to hinge your hips back and push side to side. So you're sitting in a chair, even if it's like a bar stool. Your knees don't have to bend too much, but you really want to push the hips back. So you're keeping your knee about in line with your ankle when you come side to side. Try to get both feet going in the same direction. If you're turned out a little bit, that's fine, but you really want to make sure your knee isn't here and your ankle's over here. You want to keep everything lined up and pushing those hips back. Squeezing your thighs, push through your heel. Let's do two more. Hold it over on this side. You're going to reach your arm up. And then bring this arm around. Come to the other side. And again, around and up. Now hold it here. You're going to straighten this leg and just reach over as long as you can. Bring your arms through the center. Come to the other side. Come back all the way up. Nice and long here. Turn your toes out just a little bit. And you're going to hinge the hips back, reaching for the opposite foot. Come back to the center. If you make it to the opposite knee, that's great. Keep your back long. Don't lock your knees out, but keep your legs relatively straight here. Trying to get a stretch through the hamstrings. Pushing those hips back. Really hinge the hips like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your tailbone. Keeping the core really strong. Keep going. Last one. Come back up into the center. Roll those shoulders out. Let's see what time. Okay. Take a step back with one foot. Push your heel down. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. So you're pushing this heel down. Your front leg is bent. Your weight is over your hips here. Shoulders are over hips. And I want you to just kind of shift forward just a little bit and lift that back heel and then set it back down. Lift, set it back down. Keeping the shoulders back and down, thumbs turned out. Couple more. Now shift your weight forward here. Put all of your weight on this front foot. You're going to tap in and then come back. Again, holding on to something if you need to here. Come in and back. Standing leg is really solid. You're squeezing that thigh as hard as you can, finding that balance. Squeezing through the glute, reaching that leg back as far as you can get it. Two more. Here, just give me a little bend. Bring your hands to your chest here and just rotate side to side. Pull your tummy in. Shoulders back and down. Squeezing your thighs, pulling up on your thighs like you're trying to put your kneecaps in your hips. One more. Come back to the center. Shake your legs out, step your other leg back. Nice and long. You're going to set that heel down, finding your balance, shoulders over hips. We're going to shift up and back. So right now this weight is pretty evenly balanced between both feet. Lifting and lowering that heel. You're pressing up through the ball of the foot. Lifting your chest up, lifting your shoulders up. 4 more. Last one, hold it up here, shift your weight, find all of that strength in your standing leg. You're gonna pull this knee in, tap it back. Hang on if you need to. Tap it back. Squeeze that standing thigh and back. Really powerful standing leg. Four more. Bring it in. Come all the way up. Shake it out. Drop your chin to your chest. Let your shoulders come forward. Just sink down as low as you feel comfortable, keeping the shoulders and the head and the neck relaxed. Soften your knees, tuck your tail and roll back up, keeping your chin tucked. Roll those shoulders back and down, and then bring your ear to your shoulder. Bring the chin back into the center. Come to the other side. Come back into the center. Lift your chin. Bring your arms up over your head or as far as you can get. Then bring your arms back behind your back. Interlace your fingers if you can. Roll those shoulders back and down and push the backs of your hands toward the floor. Drop your chin to your chest. Tuck your tail under a little. Release your hands. Lift your head and just reach side to side, nice and easy. Keeping that tail tucked. Two more. Center up here. Bring your arms out in front of you and turn your hands over and open out. And then come up, turn, open out. Come up, turn, open out. Stretching your chest. Two more. Hold your arms out to the side here. Now turn your thumbs up and give yourself a hug. Open out and hug. Stretching your pecs, open, hug. One more here and hug. Bring your hands down. And then bring your arms up and just kind of come over your head here like you're at a dance party or you're one of those wavy guys at the car lots. Other way. Let those arms come down. Just shake everything out. Shake your legs out. Shake your arms out. Shake your head out. Give me a few stomps. Rotate your wrists. Find some balance. Rotate one ankle. If you want to keep your toe on the floor, that's fine. Just be careful of your knee. Go in both directions. Switch feet. Switch direction. Flex your fingers, set your foot down. Flex your wrists. Roll them out. Shake